Oh yeah, this looks good. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. If you are watching this playback, fast forward to the 3-minute mark. Come on in. Come on in. Give us a minute to share it.
I gotta go to the Forever Love page to share it.
Yeah. Or you
Alright.
could just, yeah. I seen you just shared. Y'all just shared it. Yep.
I didn't even know I shared.
What's up, everybody? Come on in. Come on in. What's up? What's up? What's up? Come on in. Come on in. We got a great conversation for you all tonight. And if you are watching the playback later, please comment, ask your questions. We would definitely answer them later on. So if you are watching the playback, please don't hesitate to ask your questions in the comments. All right. We're gonna get started in 1 minute. 1 minute. How's everybody feeling tonight on the Zoom call? Y'all feeling good?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Feeling good, feeling great. How about you? I'm always good.
I'm always good. No bad days.
No bad days.
Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. I'm looking at us in the restream camera. Nice. We looking good. I think we squared away. All right, so we're gonna get started. My name is Artis Anderson. I am the founder of Forever Love, a relationship consulting company where we work one-on-one with couples and singles, whether you're married or dating or living the single life. We help you achieve all of your relationship goals. And so also along with me today, I have my wife, Zadoria
Hold on.
Anderson.
Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
Where's our intro?
Well, technically, since it's 4 of us on there, it's, okay, my name is Artis Anderson.
And I'm Zadoria Anderson.
And we are.
No, your name is Marlon. And we are the Andersons. Never mind. Just forget it. Just cut it. Just cut.
Hello, my name is Artis Anderson.
No, not Anderson. My name is Artis.
Oh, hello, my name is Artis.
And I'm Zadoria.
And we
are the Andersons.
Okay.
That was trash.
That was trash.
Very trash. We normally do our intro when it's just us.
Oh my gosh. Y'all see this?
So listen, we got Zadoria Anderson, my wife, with us. We also got Tyrell, aka, as you can see, the ex-porn star. Praise the Lord. He has come out of the life. Praise Jesus. We also got Miss Crystal. Oh, she got her last name up so I can say it now. Miss Crystal Hibbert. What's up?
What up?
Me and my wife are here by way of Las Vegas. Tyrell is here by way of Bali. And Crystal is here by way of North Carolina. So listen. Today we got a great conversation for you guys, man. We're going to be getting into this topic called, The Man You Should Marry Part 2. The Man You Should Marry Part 2. If you didn't see part 1, make sure you go check out part 1. It is on all of our pages, so go check that out. The thing is, during these conversations, we like to kind of help people and educate people. We don't always want to make it a man versus woman thing. We want to make sure that people are walking away with great education, great understanding, things that can actually help them become better in their relationships, better in their marriages, but even better in their single life, right? And our goal is to help you. Our goal is to help people achieve healthy singleness, healthy relationships, healthy marriage, right? Because relationships are designed to help us and sharpen us and protect us and support us and encourage us and challenge us. And so a lot of times with these conversations, we get very emotional, we get very sensitive, we get very defensive. But let's not do any of that tonight as you watch, right? When you watch this conversation, do your best, okay? Do your best. Do your best not to be offended. Do your best not to be quick to disagree. Do your best to have an open mind. Receive and apply the information as need be or where it applies. If the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't, put it back in the closet or sell it. Yeah, I know. I was about to say the shoe fits, wear it. Yeah. So, right. But the thing is, these types of conversations are designed to help, not anything else, not harm or hurt or anything like that. And so, when we talk about relationships, right? And I'm just gonna pose this question before we get into it, right? What do y'all think the state of the relationship world is right now, just in terms of the community at large, right? What is the conversation like when we talk about relationships in y'all circles?
It's in shambles.
Give me some details.
I feel like if you don't already got somebody, trying to learn somebody these days, man, good luck, man. If you ain't already in the mix, it might be too late for you unless you break through the cracks and get lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Want some more detail?
Yeah, feel free. Crystal, jump in.
I mean, for me, I feel like women are desperate. We are desperate to get, when we get a certain age group, we desperate to get in relationships really quickly. We don't care what we marry. Like that saying is, I'd rather have a piece of man than no man. So I feel like that is a real thing that's happening in our today's society. Yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
And I don't think people know, like, I don't think across the board, people do not know how to date.
Mm-hmm.
I think they listen to, like we talked about in our last podcast, like they look to social media to give them dating advice, or like they say TikTok. How TikTok gonna tell you about relationships or whatever? So, that 40-second, that 60-minute that they give, that little speech that's supposed to tell you about your whole entire life. That's just my personal perspective on it.
What's the proper way to date?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out myself. I'm single. I didn't get it right. I don't know. Listen, that's why I'm here. So we can figure it out together.
The thing is though, the dating thing is where I think we're actually messing up in the world.
Yeah.
Like culturally, we know that dating is something that we do in our culture in America. And maybe in other countries too, right? But not all countries, right? Some countries still set you up, right? Some countries, the mom and the parents, they still set you up with the person you're going to marry. But on the Western side of the world, we have mainly, approached this dating concept very heavily. And I actually think, as I got older, I began to realize that the dating concept is actually very dangerous. Because when you're not educated on humanity or relationships, when you try to get in relationships, right, it's going to be detrimental. It's like it's like telling somebody to pump gas and they've never pumped gas a day in their life and they smoke cigarettes.
you getting ready to die.
Exactly.
For real.
Exactly. Because they don't have the education of pumping gas. So remember, relationships is the only world or the only subject matter that we go into ignorant. It is the only area of life. We don't go into the medical world ignorant. We don't go into the educational world ignorant. We don't go into the chef world ignorant. We don't go into law school ignorant. I mean, sorry, law careers ignorant. Like relationships is one of the primary areas where people are ignorant going into it, and they don't know what to do or how to do it. And so when it comes to dating, people are just dating based on how the culture is flowing. It ain't really no rhyme or reason to it. It's like just whatever feels good, and that's just a
I was just
brief
about to say
summary
that.
of that. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's definitely a fact.
Yeah. You know, jumping into Z, did you have something?
Yeah, I thought you just cut me. Yes, of course I have something. I was gonna say that I think, well, hearing from single friends that, being in the dating world you asked about relationships, but people's relationships are very how do I say it? It just depends, like on the person, the individuals, but a lot of people are saying that, I I I can't stand to be with them, but I don't want to let them go type of
Go right. Yep.
relationships.
Facts.
Or even though they get on my nerves or they do this or they cheated on me, they did yada yada yada, I'm still going to stick with them. So
Right.
it's one of those, like, because of course you hear the dating world now is some slim pickings out here. So people are just saying it's hard to really find that one. And like Tyrell said, if you slip through the cracks, like you done found it, like you done found the one, but that crack, you probably can't even find the crack, because the thing people filling it up with cement and bolting it down, putting houses over top of it and all kinds of stuff. So it just all
Not
depends.
cement.
So
Yeah.
they're trying to find any way to patch it up that they know best. Whatever they've learned through their relationship or through friends or mother, daddy, auntie, grandma, whoever has taught them over the years. So
Yeah. The thing with relationships is that I'll just tie it in with dating. A lot of times, for a lot of people, they're dating, but they're actually in a relationship and don't know it. So
mhm.
they'll say, "Hey, are you in a relationship?" They're like, "No, I'm just dating." But the reality is, a lot of people are actually emotionally invested in someone as if they
Mhm.
were in the actual relationship.
Yeah.
And so that's how you get the whole wires crossed. Because
And you having sex on top of that? Oh,
yeah, and on top of that, if you're having
it's a
sex,
wrap.
you've already intertwined all the wires.
Mhm.
So you can try to act like you dating and you single, but the reality is you're actually in a relationship. And that's what confuses a lot of people. You're dating, which insinuates that you're possibly dating multiple people or getting to know multiple people, but there's one or two people you actually like more than everybody else, which you
Mhm.
actually give priority to, which you actually give first dibs to. But a
Mhm.
lot of people, that person might not have the same level of commitment to you in the dating aspect. So now you're trying to fill time and fill your feelings and fill the voids with somebody else, and then it just becomes a big gigantic mess. So
So you believe it's either hot or cold. Ain't no in the middle. You either dating, I mean, you're either with each other or you're not. Ain't no in the middle.
uh
Netflix and chill. That's in the middle.
yeah, I think there's a middle ground. I think the middle ground is where the confusion is. And I think that's where 85% of the people are who are dating or single. Um, because the confusing part is, if I'm not, how the code tells me that either I'm with you and only you, or I'm not with you and I'm just seeing other people. but you end up in that middle ground because if you have deep feelings for one person or two people, and it's not actually reciprocated, or if it's not an agreement, then you kind of stuck. It's like, well, I really want this person, but they're not really ready, and so I'm gonna just, I don't want to look stupid and wait around. I don't want to give somebody my all, and they don't want me, and they play these mind games. And so, which really, and actually, I'm gonna tell you this: I do believe there's a middle ground, and here's what should happen. Here's what should happen. I don't think people should play the mind game of trying to act like you don't want somebody. And I don't think people should play the games of trying to act like you're not invested in somebody just because they're not as invested in you. It should be very clear. I want you, and if you don't want me, you have to be honest. Say, I'm willing to wait until you decide to want me, or like you. I think it's very, very, very wise to just be honest with what you want and be willing to be patient and give yourself a time frame. And when that
Yeah.
time frame is up, then you realize it's time to move forward.
Mm.
As opposed to act like you don't want somebody, and then you play like you don't care, and then when they with somebody, you act a fool, and then when they be like, "Why you tripping?" They be like, "Well, I don't care," and then you trying to go out with somebody else and fill the void, and then the other person who you're going out with starts to like you, but you don't really like them back. They just fill in the void, and then now the other person like, "I really want you," and now you leave the other person, and they thought you see what I'm saying? It just get too weird. So
I remember those days. I'll tell you that. Oh.
I was just about to say that. I was like, this remind me of school years. Like I was in high
Yeah,
school.
like
What is going on?
What is
weird.
happening right now?
Matured. But that shows you people have not matured. They have not actually did the work and find out the proper information how to date correctly.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is where the issue is really lies in between. Like, how do you do this thing called dating? How do you?
Yeah.
Because then you think about people don't want to put their stuff out there because they don't want to get rejected.
Mhm.
Rejection is a big thing when it comes to dating, like huge.
Yep.
And so how do you? It's like then you ask yourself, like, how do you do what is the tools that you need to be able to make yourself the person that you want to be?
If somebody was to ask me, how do you date, my response would be very simple. It would be don't date.
Why? Why?
It's simple. Dating in a lot of ways is dangerous because it sets you up for failure more than success.
Mm.
If I'll use this analogy, right? Well, no, I'll just explain it instead of an analogy. Dating is you presenting yourself to multiple people with the potential to get caught up with multiple people emotionally and mentally.
And physically.
And physically. Thank you. And physically. The reason why I say don't date is because, first of all, men, right? This kind of goes back to part one, right, of the type of man you should marry. The type of man you should marry, we talked about this, it was a man of his word, right? A man who's a man of his word that's a characteristic of a man who knows what he wants. Right? So the thing is, without getting too deep in that, a man should not date a bunch of women just to date a bunch of women.
Mm-hmm.
A man can meet a bunch of women, but he shouldn't date a bunch of women. A man should know what he wants, know what he's looking for, know what he needs in relation to what he's doing with his life, in relation to his purpose. And when he sees the woman that God shows him, or either the woman that displays herself in a way that aligns with his vision for his life, then he should pursue. For a woman, she should be very undesperate I'll just say that. Because a woman who's not desperate, right? And I say desperate because that's what Crystal said in the beginning, women are desperate, right? A woman who's not desperate.
Just throw me under the bus.
Just because you threw all the women under the bus. A woman, right? A woman that's not desperate is a woman that can't fall for anything.
Mm.
And what that means is it doesn't matter who approaches her. There's something within her that can alert her as to, nah, no, no. Beyond just the looks, the money, the status, the style, the fame, the attention, and all that stuff. And so it's important. We talked about this in part one. A woman should never pursue a man. A woman needs to spend her time. Here goes look at Tyrell. A woman, my advice to women is always this: never pursue a man. Spend that time preparing yourself to be a wife.
Mm.
Because the moment you're found, now you have the tools you have developed can be put to use because that man knows what he wants. And there's no games in between.
Mm.
And I'll just dot that right there if anybody wanted to jump in before we go into these characteristics.
Yeah. It's to the point now. I ain't even gonna mess with a girl if she don't show she interested in me, man. It's like she basically got to make the first move. That way, I know she know what she want.
I got something to say.
I
got something to say. Why do a woman have to approach you first? Let's make that very clear. I want to know why. Why do men feel like women are supposed to first them first? And Artist just said that a woman is not supposed to pursue a man.
Yeah, I heard him. But it's like in my mind though, that let me know that she know exactly what she want. I don't gotta convince her. I don't gotta try to. Is she know what she want? And if I like her the same way, then we'll rock out. I feel like if I gotta, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. It's like I'm convinced you try to sell myself, basically. That if she come to me, I know she interested, basically.
Well, let me ask you this, Tyrell. Are you opposed to making it known to a woman that you're interested, and that if you're interested back, let me know?
No, I'm cool with that too. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
But I'd rather for her to let it be known first.
Interesting.
Yeah, that way I know she interested. Cause so many dudes, man, girls be showing me their inboxes. I'd be like, man, the girl might be like a 4 or a 5 on the scale. Man, but her inbox be jumping. I'd be like, yeah, like, dang, you got all this attention. And I don't want to add to it. That way, if she come to me,
man.
Like,
I don't want to be a number.
You know what though? This goes back to the conversation we had at our event on Friday. Mm-hmm. The relationship mixer, and I'm not gonna say her name on camera, but she was saying that you know, she wants a man to approach her. But what Z was explaining to her also was that we got to understand the generation we're in. Men a lot of times when they would approach a women will reject you and try to make you look stupid in front of her friends. She'll try to embarrass you or like downplay you in a lot of ways. So for a lot of men over these past years, it's been kind of, you know, in their heart, it's like, I'm not going to keep approaching women because women play hard to get, women play games, and these are their words. So, I mean, Z, you can elaborate on what you were saying.
Yeah, because, you know, just based off of like, you see a guy, he approach you and he be like, hey, ma, how you doing today? What you mean, hey ma, do I look like your mother? Like you talking to me like that? Like you a bum? Like why you look like doing all that extra stuff? Like girl, like why? He just said hello. Like he's from New York and he talk like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's just how he says something. You catching the attitude and he just trying to say hi. He probably wasn't even trying to holler at you. He was just probably trying to see how your day was, trying to put a smile on your face. And now you ruined a good man that's trying to say something good to you, and you acting like that. So, you know,
Right.
I be understanding because I be seeing some things. Because I remember a guy approached me one day, and he was like, I don't need to be rude or anything, and I don't mean nothing by it. Like he was like one of those like scared, like
He was nervous.
I put my hands up, I surrender. Like I just want to say hi, how you doing? How are you doing today, beautiful type of thing, and that's it. Like, and you can tell like over the years, you can tell that men have tried to find different avenues or different ways to approach women because we out here giving them like this stank face, and then you never know, that might be $1 billion man that you done passed up because he had on some holy sweatpants that day and you ain't like it, or because he had his work uniform on and you ain't like it, but he out here making cake and you done missed out on a good man. He out here in Bali, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like he out here seeing the world, and you mad because he don't look the way you need him to look for that day. Cause he shot his shoot, whatever. But yeah, so he did that. And you mad. So, but yeah, but
Yeah, I eliminate all that. I just sit back. I live my
exactly.
life. They call it choosing signals. If a girl don't show me no choosing signals, I'm good.
Explain the choosing signals for
Yeah.
everybody that's watching.
She don't gotta approach you, but she can do like little stuff. Like on social media, she can like a bunch of your pictures, keep on commenting on stuff. She can blush when you're around. It's like little stuff to let you know she like you. She don't gotta come right out and be like, I want you, I want to do it to you and stuff. But she can do stuff that let you know, oh, she feeling me. Okay, now I go get her. But just flat out, like, if I don't see no choosing signals, I'm not going in for the kill, man. I gotta know. It gotta be a short thing in my mind, basically.
Now that
But
could be a. Go ahead, Z.
this could be dangerous though, because
That
what
could
if
be a
she
dangerous
like
thing,
for
yeah.
me, I'm a person, I smile. So I'll smile at you just because you walk past me or whatever. So just because I smile at you don't mean I want you to approach me, or you know, the way that I may present it, sometimes people may take it as like, oh yeah, she giving that. But I might stare you in the eyes like, oh, I might know you.
But
Smile.
he did say like liking all your pictures, commenting on
Yeah.
your it's like a
I got you.
combination.
A bunch of stuff. Said blush. You gotta blush too.
You gotta blush.
Girls got eyes. They're gonna look at you. I mean,
Now here's why I say that's dangerous. It's dangerous for women because those signs are indicating I'm interested. Cool. But are you signaling the signs to one of the worst men for yourself and your future?
that's her fault.
Ooh.
I agree, because that's not something she should be doing. That's why I'm an advocate for women being patient and waiting to be found. I'm an advocate for that because it's safer for her. It's much more safer because it helps her to align with the right husband at the right time during the right season for her life. And that's the important piece. That's very, very, very important.
Hey man, in Bali,
Crystal
they don't
got something to say.
Go ahead, Crystal.
I mean, I guess I gotta understand like where we are in today's time, because I'm sorry to say, if I look at you like Zadoria just said, I smile and I laugh and I joke with everybody. That does not necessarily mean that I want to date you.
It's
And
extra
so,
stuff.
and I mean, I completely understand that part, but I just seen somebody on the post was like, those are considered as red flags. Like, why should a woman have to put herself in danger zone if a man don't want to put himself in danger zone? I think that doesn't even make sense. So I feel like it should be a mutual thing. And then what artist just said was like, she got to protect herself. And it's like, when you think about it, it's like we're not safe on both ends. Women are not safe, because then we have a perspective of a man saying, you got to approach me. And then we got another man saying, well, you got to be put in position. So what are we supposed to do? We're like, I feel like we're in two places. What if I like you? How am I going to present myself? And if I don't like you and I just want to be for me, I just feel like it's too much going on. And I feel like I don't have time for it. So I'm gonna just stay in my house like the rest of us that stay in their house and don't date at all. Netflix, not a man, but Netflix, that's my boo. I'm in a relationship with Netflix. And
so you basically want to die alone.
That's okay. Because if I gotta approach a man, it ain't gonna happen. That's just for me. That's for me.
Oh my, get out of here.
If I got to go out, listen, I am the prize.
What?
Wow.
I came from Adam Rib. Not man. He is the foundation. Listen, I am the walls, God is the roof, and man is the foundation. There's a problem. I feel that there's a real problem, and it ain't gonna work. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I will pass, and I say goodbye. No,
why you feel like you're the prize though?
Because I came from Adam Rib. Did you come from Adam Rib?
I'm speaking from a logical standpoint. Not no about.
Well, I'm just saying I'm speaking from that standpoint, and I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on it.
I'll say the dude is the prize because it's just so many. So I literally been around like I had girls in every continent, not even exaggerating. And it's like I can just walk outside and it's just be raining girls. It's so many options. It's just so crazy. And it's really like, it used to be like one girl to 7 girls to every one dude. Now it's probably like 20 girls to every one dude. So I hate to say it, but I feel like you really got to get lucky if you don't want to share a dude for real.
Yeah,
y'all don't got that many options for real, and we got all the options.
I'm sorry that you feel
don't
that
let them
way.
be gay.
Yeah, don't let them.
That takes it.
They're gonna be gay. They're gonna be in jail, man. And it's just so many.
Married.
It just, yeah. And I just spoke to Hackett. He told me it's not meant for everybody to be in a relationship. When he told me that, I was like, whew.
Yep. Facts.
It kind of gave me a green light.
You know what?
Let me interpret what he's saying. What he's saying is not everybody's going to be married. And not everybody is going to do relationships in the companionship form. And what that means is that some people are going to spend their life single pursuing other purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get into this. Listen, in part 1, we talked about characteristics of the type of man you should marry. We talked about the first characteristic was a man of his word, right? That was the first characteristic of a type of man you should marry. If you want the details on that, make sure you go check out part 1. Excuse me. The second characteristic we talked about was a self-controlled man. The type of man you should marry is a man of his word, and number 2, a self-controlled man. Okay. The third one we talked about last week was you need to marry a man who's accountable or who is willing to own up to accountability. The reason why those 3 were one of the 3 I chose to talk about on Monday, last session, was because those are primary subject matters that you should actually be talking to if you're going to date. I mean, talking about if you're going to date. You need to get to know if he's a man of his word. You need to know how self-controlled he is. You need to know how accountable he's willing to be. Now, I'm not going to repeat all of that. Just go check out part 1. let's go into some other characteristics. I got
Purpose,
about
man.
15 of them, so I'm gonna just random select, right? What you say,
All right,
Tyrell?
let's go.
You gotta know his purpose, man.
Oh, he got to know his purpose. That's a good
Facts.
one. Matter of fact, let's start there.
Facts.
Yeah, big time.
You have to. You should never marry a man
That
who
don't know his
doesn't know
purpose.
why he's on this planet.
Mm.
You should never marry a man who doesn't know why he's on this earth. Now, for a lot of people, that's extreme. And for a lot of people, you're already intertwined and dating somebody you got feelings for or in love with, and they don't know what they want to do with their life. So let's kind of speak to both of those sides of the coin. If you're dating somebody or in a relationship with somebody or engaged with somebody or even married to somebody who doesn't know their purpose, for married people, just help him find his purpose. Okay, let's just say that. To the people who are not married, okay, I'm just not going to spend time on that today. For the people who are not married, you still got time. All right. The people who are not married, it is a conversation you need to have, ladies. Here's why. Because contrary to popular belief, and I'm going to say some things that are not easy to hear, and I'm going to say some things that ain't going to sound good. But I need you to hear what I'm saying and be honest with me so we can help everybody listening and those that watch this later. Women are very complex creatures. They have dimensions to themselves and they don't always make sense. And they sometimes contradict, but they are necessary and needed because of how they were created to help us men, okay? Sometimes it's going to be black, sometimes it's going to be white, sometimes it's going to be gray. You got to roll with it. That's just life. That's women, all right? But here is the reality. A woman with a man who don't know what his purpose is going to get frustrated with you.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get frustrated with you. They're going to become disappointed with you. And it's going to become unattractive. And it's going to cause friction in the relationship.
Yep.
Because a man who doesn't know his purpose doesn't really have a direction or a plan. And women like to know what's going on.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, women like security. Women like security.
When it comes to women, they want security. So a man who doesn't know his purpose is going to be very frustrating to a woman. So women, listen to me clearly. Listen to me clearly. Listen to me clearly. You cannot be in a relationship with a man knowing he doesn't know his purpose and then get frustrated with him and make his life a living hell.
Right.
That's messed up and it's wrong. Stop it. If you're going to be with him, you do not have permission to make his life more miserable just because you got with him knowing he didn't know his purpose. So either you're going to woman up and accept the situation and help him the best way you can, or you're going to leave. Now, if you are married, I'm not going to get into that today. If you are married, seek out some help. Tryforeverlove.com. Here for all of your relationship and marriage needs. Call us at 1-888-420-0471. Call or text us for relationship advice. We are having sessions available to you right now at any time you need it. Make sure you call us or text us or visit our website at TRY4everlove.com. All right. That was a good one. Purpose. Anybody want to chime in on purpose?
Oh, the part that you said a woman should stay and help him. I think that's crazy. I'm exiting. Exit left. I'm not doing that.
Even if you're in love?
That's not it.
Oh my God.
I'm not doing that either. No, I feel like I'm selfish. I got too much going on in my life. I don't have time for that. Exit. I'm done. If you don't know who you are, I can't help you. Exit left. I'm out.
I can respect that.
Yeah,
I can respect that.
respect that.
I think sometimes some women get caught up in the concept of they think they can. I mean, I know we all I know the old adage or phrase used to be that women think they can fix the man or change a man. And to be honest, for some people, they do have that testimony. Like they have, like, they meet a man, he don't have his life together, and he gets his life together with her. Like that happens. The issue is if you try to make the exception to the rule the majority rule, that's where you're going to end up frustrated. Because you're going to think, oh, this happened for them. Well, that's like one every 100 or one every 1,000 or one every 10,000 or one every 100,000 people.
Yeah.
So you can't just always go based on that.
I would chime in on that. Okay, so when you say that, say if you meet, I'm gonna give you a scenario. Say if I meet a man, right? And he living with his mom. And he has he's just in a bad situation, but he's working towards something, and I see him grinding and I see him just working and putting effort. I'm gonna stand beside him. That's different. Yeah. But if I see him at his mama, living with his mama, and he driving his mama car, and he come home and he want to play video games, and he be on video games all day, that's a whole problem. That's a child.
What if he wants to be a gamer professionally?
Yeah, I was just supposed to say, what about that?
Now I got to see the funds. I got to see the money. I got to see it to know. I have to, like you just said, I need that. Women need information. So I need information to know that this is what you're doing. Then that makes sense. But I'm not finna be with a man. I'm not carrying nobody. You're not my child. I'm not doing that. Exit left. And I'm done. That's my story.
It always reminds me of that movie. What's that movie where the wife and the husband, he's building like a time, what is it? Time something?
Acrimony.
Yeah, Acrimony. I think about that movie. Like if you was in that situation where, you married and, you've been sticking with your man for like 10 plus years. And he said, baby, I got this. Like, we're going to make it. And then you just get fed up. And then all of a sudden, after y'all break up, he blow up. Like he becomes this billionaire. And you be like, and then you want him back?
But you know what, to be honest with you, I seen that movie, right? And I 100%, it was so like that man was trying. Like he kept trying. He was going out. He was getting up. He was doing the work. But she just got so tired. And I understand because they didn't see the vision together. Yeah. And I think when you don't see the vision together, then it's gonna blow up it's just gonna blow up. So if you have that type of woman that's gonna stick beside you and she's gonna work with you and she sees your vision, she sees your potential and all of that, and you working towards it, because that man was in the back 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning trying to put that thing together. And she just was like, I'm tired. So for me, at the end of the movie, I don't understand why she got mad, because you didn't want it, sis. She didn't put the effort. She didn't want it. That's just my perspective on it. But I seen a lot of women get upset. And he was like, no, he supposed to be with her. And if that was me. And I was looking at them like, if that was me, I probably would exit. To the left, to the left.
That situation was for anybody that's seen the movie, we're not going to give it away, but that Acrimony was an interesting dynamic because it showed some of the issues within the process of relationship and marriage as it pertains to success and accomplishment and happiness, right? I think it's important that we understand this small principle real quick. With any marriage or any relationship, being in a marriage and a relationship, it has to be predicated on I want to say this in a way that makes sense. When you get married or when you're in a relationship and pursuing marriage, the person has to be the main reason you're in the situation. Like, it has to be the person. The question becomes, in that movie, did she fall in love with the idea of what he would become? Or was she fully invested in just him as a person? And I think that imbalance became problematic because somewhere down the road, it became about him achieving. In her eyes, he was failing. But I will say this. I think the other dynamic was him putting all of his effort into that success left the relationship empty in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
So it became void issues, abandonment issues, rejection issues. So it's a lot of stuff in one. But if you're fully invested in the person you're in a relationship with, or the person you want to marry, or the person you do marry, all of the other stuff becomes obsolete because you take this mentality of it's us against the world. It's us against the world. It's us against the problem.
Right.
It's us against the issues.
Mm-hmm.
It's even us against the children. It's
Mm.
us against the in-laws, us against the work, us against the community. Like, it's about me and you, not our success, not our achievements, not our accolades. Like, all of that is out the window. And I think that's one of the most important issues that has to be cemented when you're in a relationship with somebody. I'm in this because you as a person, I rock with, I vibe with, I'm invested in, I love. And even if you don't ever become anything based on what you're trying to pursue,
Mm-hmm.
I can live with you because I like you, even if it's in a cardboard box. And I
Mm.
know that's extreme, but I implore people to understand this concept, what I'm about to say. You don't marry somebody just because you love them.
Mm.
You marry them because you like them.
Thanks.
There are many people you love that you don't like.
Facts.
So marry somebody you love and like. Because then if you, and I don't believe you can actually do this, but then if you fall out of love, at least you still like the person and you can still make the marriage work.
Eh, I think you should I think long as you respect them, I think that instead of like, because like seems love. But if you respect them, I think that trumps everything for real.
I agree to that.
To me, respect is not separated from the two.
Okay.
To me, respect is a byproduct of your personal character. If I respect the person I love but disrespect the waiter that I go to the restaurant with, then I have a character issue.
Mm.
Respect is not who I give it to based on who I want to give it to. Respect is who I give it to. I give it to everybody based on who I am.
Okay.
So we have to make sure that respect and love is a byproduct of character, not the person in front of me.
One of my female friends, she never say I love you. She always say I trust you. She said that mean more.
Okay. That's
What you
a
think?
nuanced version of simply saying the same thing,
Okay.
right? Um, could you love somebody you don't trust? Yes. But in
No.
the context of what she's saying, that she's in a relationship with somebody that she trusts, which translates to a level of love. So I get it. You know, I get it, but by definition, they are two different words. You know, but characteristic number two, because purpose was the first one that Tyrell talked about that he brought up. The second one is marry a man who knows how to prioritize.
Mm. Shata.
A woman, yeah. A woman has to marry a man who knows how to prioritize.
Prioritize what?
Great question. He needs to know how to prioritize his entire life. Because priorities is all about putting things in order based on level of importance.
Where should she fall?
Your girlfriend or your wife?
First, your girlfriend.
Your girlfriend should be, so it's God, and then it's purpose, and then
Family.
it's financial security. And if you have children, your children. and then maybe fifth or sixth, she comes in.
Ain't no girl going for. See, look at her. See, she like a. See,
I was like, wait, I thought I was next to God. Like, wait, time out.
Yeah,
I don't want to play this game.
Hey.
I don't want to play this game. I'm out.
See, that's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
I veto. I'm out. I don't want to play.
But if he don't put his finances before you, then that means that he can't take you where you want to go. And how's that even possible? Like, he has to make sure that his finances are in order so that you can get the finer things. So I'm okay. You can put, yeah, go ahead.
Hey,
how
hold
long
up.
to work? Go ahead. That's fine.
She said she next to God.
Facts.
Let me break this down. Let me break this down, right? Let me break this down. Now, this goes back to what I mean by women are complex. Because a woman who wants to be second after God and tell him to put his finances third and everything else fourth or fifth, the moment they get married and his finances are not in order, she'll then complain about his finances or complain about money or complain about not being able to afford this or complain. So women are complex, right? So here's the thing. Here's why I put things in order the way I did. If that woman can see that he's able to prioritize things above her in the right season, then the season she becomes his wife, she knows
she
that
bump up.
He's going to rise up after God, and he's going to be able to consistently prioritize her because he's a man of his word. He's self-controlled. He's disciplined, and she now knows that I have watched this man keep his priorities in order for a specific reason, and I trust him. There's that word, Tyrell. And I trust him. See, this is what I try to explain to a lot of single women. You want something now that actually isn't going to benefit you later. So we got to be careful about wanting things now as opposed to having what benefits you later. This is why it's important for that man to know how to prioritize. Because when she becomes his wife, she knows that now she's going to come first, not his mama. God is always going to be first. Like, that's just a given. So I'm gonna just say, right? A wife comes first. Your wife comes first, not your children, your wife. So it's important that we understand that if you marry a man who knows how to prioritize, that translates into true love and care. A woman needs to know that he's going to put her first and his family first. She needs to know that. So if you marry a man who has not shown true prioritization skills or the discipline or the character to prioritize his life, then you are setting yourself up for failure and disappointment, because you're going into the marriage hoping and praying, wishing, and that's just not wise.
Well, I want to say thank you for breaking it down. Now I don't mind being at the end. I'm comfortable with
I just
all
said your life,
the
bro.
things. Yeah, I'm comfortable with it now. I see the vision. Okay, you got to
Yeah.
explain. You know,
Yeah.
we complex. I don't be knowing everything. I want to know.
Because see, watch this. Watch this. A man that knows how to prioritize, right? When she wants to do something on the weekend and he says, I can't do that, I have work. I need to do this because this is the priority. She might be disappointed that she can't spend time with him, but she'll respect the fact that his life is in order.
Mm.
That'd be a big problem though.
Dude.
In most relationships, the dude might work too much. Then if the dude don't work enough, he's spending all the time with her. She might start tweaking over that.
So let me break that down. Before marriage, right? Before marriage, right? Here's the truth. Here's the truth. It is important to at least make the time to converse, to, talk about things, talk about your plans, talk about your visions, talk about what you desire. That's important. So I'm not going to act like that's not important. Spending time is important. Talking to get to know each other, stuff like that, that's important. And once you decide to pursue each other and make this official and work towards engagement, that's important, okay? But prior to marriage, it's important that she understands. It's important that she understands the priorities, because it's a show to her and a sign to her that when the time comes, he will make date nights for her.
Mm.
He will prioritize time with her. He will do the things necessary for the relationship or the marriage. Well, the marriage.
Mm.
So it is time. It is a balance. It
Yeah.
is. My wife is saying this because
Yes, it
we ain't
is
had no-
time. It is a balance.
we ain't had no
It
date
is
night in a
time.
minute.
It is a balance.
Yeah.
Y'all ever heard a girl say, I ain't asked for this. All I want is you. I just want time.
Yeah, and before I say what I was going to say, let me on one hand, that's immature.
Mm.
Because that type of statement comes from the mindset of the world revolves around me.
Mm.
On the other hand, if that woman has consistently been put on the back burner and she's been patient, then that's not the case. This is her legitimately saying, listen, it's time for me and you. I just want it to be us. I didn't ask for all this. I just want time with you. In that case, he should make some time with her, and that should be a part of his life. And that should be something scheduled into his life. So there is a balance. And that's a case by case situation based on the relationship. Right. And so, but prioritization is it is something that needs to be a priority for every man that if you want to marry a man, make sure he's a prioritizer, because that's going to tell you that he's organized.
Mm.
That's going to tell you he's disciplined. And it's also going to tell you that he's a man that
his word.
stands firm on structure.
Mm.
Go ahead, Tyrell.
You think you should marry your best friend?
I got some questions before I answer that. Define best friend.
Yeah.
The person you closest to.
If it's just the person you're closest to, that does not warrant marriage. No.
Okay.
Because what that does is it runs the risk of marrying somebody you're just comfortable with.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Basically.
instead of somebody you're supposed to do life with.
Yeah. Yep.
It's equivalent to I like ice cream while I watch movies, but that's not the diet I should have throughout my life.
Oh, you killed that.
So
See how you did that?
it's
Bars.
important. I appreciate it. It's important that we know the difference between having, a treat while watching a movie as opposed to this is my lifestyle day to day. So the one I marry has to be, appreciate that, Shannon. The person I marry has to be relevant to my day to day life, not convenient for when I want to have a chill time or a chill moment.
That goes back to say it's more than love to it.
Love, depending on how we define love, to me, love has to be love. To me, this is how I view it. This is how I explain it. When people say love is not enough, to me, it tells me they don't really understand love. It just means that they don't really understand what love actually is. So if I can just paint the picture with an analogy, you have a physical body, but if you took all of the blood out your body, you would die. Love is the blood that runs through your body that keeps your body flowing, and it also keeps you healthy. It also keeps you thriving. It communicates and transports everything throughout your body, the nutrients, the minerals, everything. Love is supposed to run through your relationship like blood. You don't just have it as one aspect of your relationship, like, oh, well, love is not enough. I need money. Well, if you love me, you'll make money. Love is not enough. I need time. Well, if I love you, I'm gonna make time for you. So, like, people have to understand what love is. Love is actually the very thing that goes to every area of the marriage. It literally, okay, if you love your family, do what you gotta do for your family. What the old saying go, love should have brought you home last night?
Facts.
Yeah, like love brings me home.
Better.
Love makes me forgive.
You better.
Love makes me let go. So
Amen.
when you say what's
Amen.
love got, so when the song says what's love got to do with it, everything.
Everything.
Like
Everything.
like everything. Like it is the epitome of everything. So when somebody says I fell out of love, what you're really saying is you don't know what love is because you don't fall out of that. What you fell out of was your infatuation, which was all built up on emotions.
All right, what's number 3?
So the third one, this is the last one for the night. So many. I'll say this. The type of man you should marry is a patient man. That sounds simple, but it's not. Women are very complex. Have I said that before? And so oftentimes women have flows of emotions and desires and wants, right? It's like multiple streams of income. They got multiple streams of expectations and desires and wants that come and go.
Not every woman.
And I would just get ready to say.
Don't be saying women this. What about that?
And why I gotta be endless? Like it comes and go. It stays for a very long time. Don't do us like that.
The old saying goes like this, right? Women are spaghetti, men are waffles, right? When you
Never
take
heard that before.
when you take a string of spaghetti, you never know where it's gonna end. Men, you just cut a waffle in four slices and we just eat it. It's done. Like you, it's just done. But here's the thing though. It's not a bad thing because you all have to be that way because of how you were designed to be with us as us men. But here's the thing. A man who isn't patient is a dangerous man.
Mm.
Because patience is intertwined with self-control. You can never be self-controlled unless you're patient first. So once you become so look at it this way. I must be taught how to be self-controlled, which then teaches me how to be patient. But then as you go on in life, your patience takes the front seat and the self-control becomes a connection to your patience. So for example, let me break this down. What is patience, right? The true definition of patience means to suffer long. It means you're willing to suffer long. You're willing to suffer long. Now, I would break this down from a biblical standpoint, but I'm going to keep it just regular. I'm going to keep it simple. Patience means you can deal with things for an extended period of time. And then when you reach your breaking point, you can gather yourself and go longer.
Mm.
That's what patience is.
Yeah.
And when a man can reach that level of patience, when a man can reach that level of self-awareness within himself to be patient, this is what's happening. He's reaching a level of understanding of the woman he's with. He's understanding her nuances, her flaws, her issues, her struggles, her strengths. And he's intertwining all of it to understand the woman he married. So he's not getting mad at her or frustrated with her or irritated with her with these different things because he's allowed his patience to become the forefront of who he is.
That's like a cheat code.
Yeah, it is. It is in a lot of ways. Because here's the thing about patience. Patience means you can accept or tolerate delays.
Mm.
It means you can handle problems. You can handle suffering without being annoyed. You can handle it without being anxious or irritated or frustrated or mad or angry or disappointed. Because one of the things every woman needs is patience. Because women scientifically, it's been proven that they have more emotions to manage. And because they have more emotions to manage, as a man, a married man to his wife, he has to understand his wife's emotions.
Mm.
He has to now let me be clear. This is not a license for a woman to do whatever she wants, to just go haywire and not be self-controlled and not control her emotions.
Right. Facts.
I was like, hey, let's go. I was gonna take off. Hey, I was like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Hey.
this is not a license. This is not a license. But what it is it's a man being a leader and understanding that to lead his family, the first thing he has to prioritize in doing is mastering his wife's emotion.
So deep down inside, women want to be led.
100,000%.
1,000%. I agree.
There is no ifs, ands, buts about it. And if I ever cross a woman who says she doesn't want to be led,
I'm out.
I would like to have that conversation.
I don't. I'm just not going to talk to her at all.
But deep down, I believe every woman wants to be led. And if they don't, there's a reason they don't. It's not just because.
Yeah, because someone led them in the wrong direction. They trusted in the beginning, and then now they like, look, I can do this by myself. Like, you follow me because you clearly don't know what you're doing.
And that's why you don't marry that man.
See, and this is, but you know, it's interesting because women, I know how it is, and how it is when we think about a man that's patient. Sometimes it can be annoying. Believe me, I understand. Like, I got a man that's patient, very, very patient. It can get to the point where you're like, bruh, like, you ain't gonna do nothing, or you ain't gonna say nothing. Like, you not like, what, like, clap back or something. Like, what is happening here? But it's like, it levels you out in the sense where you're like, it, just for example, if you're trying to get in an argument with somebody and, they're just like, are you done? Are you finished? Like, okay, well, we can do this and we'll talk, like, and it still that same monotone voice. And you're just like, why are you talking to me like that? And you can't say nothing. Like, I'm trying to tell you, and it's like, bruh, and then you looking like a dumb fool because you out here doing all this extra stuff. And he's just like,
why are you talking about me, sis? Why are you talking
I just broke up with a girl 3 days ago for acting like that.
really?
Now, why was she acting like that?
Because it's like she just wanted, I ain't the right word I'm gonna say, I guess static. I'm like, why everything just be smooth, man? Why? Because certain people believe if you don't argue and it don't be rocky and stuff, you don't really care for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Care.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't
I
never
believe
argued,
it.
never raised my voice, never cursed at her. I was always using logic. She get hyped, I bring her back down, calm her down. It's like, it ain't like be calm or something, bro. It's like chicks is like nonsense, bro.
Yeah, it's true. Like,
And it's a deeper issue with that. That's
yeah,
a
it
deeper
definitely
issue
is.
going on.
And it's definitely
Like
something with the
when
past, like,
yeah, I just said, you know what? We was talking. I just said, you know what? I can't do this no more. That was it. I ain't want to get to the bottom of it or nothing.
He was like, I'm out.
don't even worry about it.
Don't call back. I'm not gonna answer your text message. I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, as we conclude, marry a man who is a man of his word. Marry a man who is self-controlled. Marry a man who knows his purpose. Marry a man who can prioritize. What do you say, Tyrell?
No, I said the same thing you said, prioritize.
Yeah, marry a man who is accountable. And I think the other one we talked about, marry a man who's patient. And there's other characteristics, but I might teach those another day. But all in all, I think we just have to do a better job of educating our world and our community about these relationship topics, right? A lot of the conversations going on in our community is man versus woman. Women do this, men do that, femininity, masculinity, gender roles. And it's like all that has a place. But I think the conversation begins with what should we be learning about men and women just as the makeup of a man and a woman. Why are men this way? Why are women this way? Because there's a purpose for that. There's a reason for that. Flaws and all. The flaws are there for a reason. Something malfunctioned. Something happened. So, this conversation gets deep, very deep. But what y'all want to say before we get out of here? What's your thoughts?
I just got a question for Miss Crystal.
Uh-oh.
Here you go.
You just say yes or no. That's it. So,
I mean, I could say why. Why not?
No, we don't want to hear
Maybe.
that. All right, so if you was married and your dude cheated on you one time, you out, no questions asked?
No.
Okay, good. That's it. All right, go ahead.
All right, Tyrell.
Yeah.
If you married and your wife cheat on you, are you out, no questions asked?
Nah, I ain't out for it. Believe it or not.
Wow. Okay.
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 Oh.
Listen, it's a true story. I have clients who have experienced infidelity multiple times. Experiencing infidelity is something marriages can overcome. It happens all the time. Because when it comes to cheating, people make it about them. And a lot of times it's not about them. It's other dynamics that go into this.
Mhm.
And I don't want to get into that tonight, but interesting conversation we might have to have in the future.
Yeah.
Word.
All right, man. Shout out y'all social media, and then we're gonna get up out of here.
All right, I'll go first. Follow me on Instagram. Type in Hanging with Tyrell. All one word, Hanging with Tyrell. Follow me on YouTube, Miami Tyrell. And download my book off Amazon or order it to come to your house. That's it.
My name is Crystal. You guys can follow me on Instagram called Water to Wine, #2. Definitely follow my podcast on Spotify and YouTube. And yeah, and wait for my new podcast getting ready to come out. And it's going to be everywhere you are. So yeah, looking forward to it.
What I got to type in on YouTube for your podcast?
Water to Wine 2.
Water to Wine 2.
Is it Water to Wine? The number 2?
Water to Wine. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Water to Wine AVL. Sorry.
Come on.
Listen, I apologize.
Water, the number 2,
Two.
wine,
Wine AVL.
AVL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely confusing.
Listen, all of this is very new to me. Okay. I'm not used to all of this. You guys are fancy over here.
Make sure you follow us everywhere at Try Forever Love. That's TRY, the number 4, Ever Love. You'll be able to find my personal and Zadoria's personal social media from that page. Go to our website, tryforeverlove.com. Make sure you book a consultation or book a package or book a session. We can help you wherever you are, whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship, or whether you are engaged or married. We can help you achieve all of your relationship goals. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you share this. If you're watching this later, make sure you share it to your friends to watch tomorrow and next week and next month. Appreciate y'all. Follow, like, subscribe everywhere. Y'all be safe. Love y'all.
Peace.
That was